All right, so take 4. Here's my audience. We've been having technical difficulties. And here is my printout that I've emailed to everybody in my audience. And can you guys hear me? All right, good. Okay, everybody gave me thumbs up. So that's my printout. This I will attach with this video, Dr. Portia. And so my name's Benjamin Osborn, and this is my speech on mentorship and how I believe it can reduce recidivism. So imagine being released from prison with no guidance, no housing, and no support system, just the expectations to figure it out. That's reality for thousands of people every single year. They walk out with just the clothes on their back, maybe a bus pass, a parole officer whose caseload is so heavy they can barely have time to learn your name, and you're expected to find a job, stay sober, reconnect with family, and somehow not fall apart. So, but this is the problem. Reentry is not just about checking the boxes and following orders. It's about learning how to live again. Some of these guys have been incarcerated for decades, and when you release them into society and just be like, here, go figure it out, it's not going to work. These guys they're traumatized. They're fighting addictions, and they've been institutionalized. So that's why I believe mentorship must be adopted as a central component of reentry. Because it reduces recidivism by offering parolees consistent emotional support, accountability, and a practical form of guidance during their most vulnerable period of time. Now, for those of you that don't know what recidivism is any time that you are returned to custody after being paroled or released from jail. It's the revolving door that most of us face. Recidivism happens about 75% of the time within the first year for high risk offenders, and this is according to CDCR, and it happens. That's the 1 year, and then 80% after 3 years, and it just keeps rising because it just seems like the longer the guys are out, the more times that they seem to return to prison. So first of all, let's talk about the real challenges people face when they're released. According to the California of Corrections and Rehabilitations in 2024, they released a report, and the top barriers to successful reentry include lack of housing, difficulty finding employment, and emotional instability. And I can tell you from experience, those statistics are real. I am formerly incarcerated, and I have faced all those barriers. So mentorship directly addresses these challenges, especially when the mentor has been through the system themselves. They know what it's like to walk out of those gates with nowhere to go. They understand the cravings, the loneliness, and the fear of failing again. It's something that I fear every day. I'm always scared that I'm going to mess up, and my parole officer is going to come and say, hey, cuff up, you goofed up, man. And when I mean cuff up, I mean he's going to rearrest me. So this program that I believe should be implemented can give someone a bed and a counselor, and the programs that are usually in order right now, they can just give you a bed and a counselor. But a mentor picks up the phone, and when it's midnight and you're on the edge, and a mentor reminds you why you're still fighting. I am a mentor for the program that I graduated from, and I can tell you from experience, my phone rings constantly. I'm always getting calls like, hey, Ben, I need help with this. I need help with that. What do you think? So that's what a mentor does. He's always there. He's always got his phone ready, and he can give advice or guidance 24/7. So second, mentorship offers something that a parole officer simply can't. It's relational consistency, and what I mean by that is that parole officers, let's be honest, are overloaded. Their job is compliance. They want to know, are you sober? Are you employed? Did you make curfew? They're not there to check on your mental health or walk you through relapse like I would be, because I'm calling guys going, hey, how are you feeling today? Are you okay? Right? Mentors are, on the other hand, they focus on a connection. The parole officer does not want to be connected with you. They do weekly check-ins. They help set goals. They use tools like motivational interviewing to help the person reflect and make choices, not just follow rules. And when trust is built, real trust is built, people start to change. That's how you interrupt a pattern of recidivism, not through fear, but through hope. So third, the research backs this up, including my own. I've done a research proposal because I'm a sociologist who specializes in addiction study, and I've developed a proposal for a randomized controlled trial that tracks two groups of parolees, those with mentors and those without, and over a 12-month period, we'll measure the rearrest and reconviction rate and reincarceration rates and see who does better. So my example shows significant reduction in all three areas for the mentor group, especially among those high-risk offending individuals. Mentors, I believe, honestly, will reduce recidivism, and we're not alone in this thinking. I'm not alone in this thinking. Edward Latessa, who's a doctor from Ohio, he passed away a couple years ago. He's done work that already shows that tailored relationship-based intervention outperforms traditional models, and that's what mentorship is at its core. It's about creating a relationship with individuals. So now some people might some people might argue that mentorship programs are too informal. The volunteers or peer mentors might be inconsistent or unqualified. I myself, I have no kind of certification, but I am a mentor. But I am going to school, learning about the ins and outs of reentry, addiction, how to spot relapses, and how to do assessments on people. I hear that, and it's true. Without structure, mentorship can fall apart, but that's not the reality of most modern programs. Today's mentorship initiative includes standardized testing, ongoing supervision of fidelity checks. Many incorporate evidence-based methods like cognitive behavioral therapy and motivational interviewing, just like the ones used in clinical settings. And what I mean by that is, anytime somebody would check into like a drug program or an emotional support program, they would go through the steps of being assessed. That's what a mentor would do. He would be, briefly trained in how to do that, to spot, things that could cause problems in the program. So the argument isn't about lack of professionalism. It's about understanding the value of authenticity, right? You have to make a connection that's real with these guys. So peer mentors who've walked the same path often have more impact than clinicians who haven't, because they're always wanting to know how to connect. Guys with parolees, they're like, well, how do you know how it is to fill my shoes when you haven't done this? You don't know the barriers that I face. I know the barriers that they face because I've done it. I've walked that path. So my credibility comes from survival, not degrees. And I would like to end this by saying that mentorship is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It fills the emotional, practical, and social voids that the system simply can't. Without mentors, we leave formerly incarcerated people to navigate a broken road alone, but with mentors, we offer a lifeline, a guide, a human connection that say you matter, you're not alone, let's walk this together. If we want safer communities and lower the incarceration costs, we have to stop treating people like case numbers. We have to, we got to start treating them like people. So let's give them more than rules. Let's give them relationships. That's what being a mentor is all about. Thank you for listening this morning. I hope this made sense to you all, and I hope it had some good information for you.